co-host, the charismatic Che Bones, along with my co-host.
Danny.
That's right. Welcome back to a Monday night edition of Bump Talk. Uh, uh, a big weekend of combat sport, where one of the few weekends where we have all three sports on, all three, fights on. We have boxing, some UFC, and we had some Triplemania this week. Cain Velasquez debut in Mexican luchador. So Danny Bums, you want to start out with the UFC Newark card on Saturday?
Oh yeah, I was there.
We were there, yeah. For UFC ESPN 5 was the fifth event under ESPN banner down at the Rocket Prudential Center. Leading up to the fight, we thought it was a very weak card, especially with the cancellation of the Latifi and Vulcan fight. That was supposed to be the co-main event, and that got canceled, I think, because of visa issues. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
So the card itself, on paper, didn't really, we're like, it was not really that, I guess not a lot of fighters. I don't recognize no fighters in the main card except the co-main event and the main event. But yeah, Denny Bones, you want to talk about the co-main event and main event, or you want to talk about lightweight Kevin Gastelum? I forgot his name. I can't pronounce his name. I forget his name. Had a weird name.
Yeah, that was funny.
But Mike Perry tweeted out saying,
well, the UFC formally actually announced today that they're gonna come to Madison Square Garden in November
2nd, right? I think that's the date there.
So then that guy tweeted, "Hey, can me and Kevin Gastelum be on that card?" Because I think they're both under
same manager, probably.
Dominance MMA.
Oh, okay, all right. But yeah. He was and he was the blue corner guy. He was an underdog for that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. It was a good undercard.
But yeah, like you mentioned, when they showed him on the screen for the interview part, I'm like, hey, he goes, that looks like Kevin Gastelum. I'm like, yeah, you know what? It kind of does look like Kevin Gastelum. Yeah. But he's definitely probably a future contender at lightweight. But they were big lightweights. Remember, you asked me like, you asked me like, what division is this? I'm like, they're lightweights. I'm like, nah, they're like 170 or 185.
Easily.
Yeah. But I can't even pronounce his name. I'm pretty sure he was probably on the Halloween show the next day or on Monday. But side note, it was weird that it was an afternoon card.
I didn't understand that. Why'd they do that?
From what I read, that night, that fight night was booked for a fight overseas in Europe, and it didn't work out. So I guess they kept the same time frame. But we didn't.
So they had to settle for Dirty Jersey.
3 p.m. Which I mean was okay because we got out.
Which was great.
We got out at 6:00, and
that was awesome.
Because
loved it.
If it was regular TV time, it would have been on 8, 9, maybe even 9 o'clock maybe. And then we would have by midnight or 11 o'clock. But it was a good card. Trying to think, we missed the first fight. We're too busy getting food of the main card. This guy won. The prelim guy. What's his name? Guy from Jersey, what's his name?
Mickey
Gall won, yeah. And then
you called out Diego Sanchez saying how that wasn't the real him.
He made up excuses ABC, right?
Who was that guy? Was that like an imposter?
According to him,
was that like a doppelganger?
What did he say? I was sick or something. He said he was sick or something.
He was sick, and no one knew he was sick until after the fight.
And then I remember the next after the fight, he posted like a big paragraph on his Instagram.
Oh God!
One of those, yeah, like he's like sitting down, black and white pictures,
just like
like black and white pictures, just sitting down, and
just like Eddie Alvarez after losing to Conor McGregor, he writes a 3-paragraph thing and talks about like this is what my game plan was. I'm like, well, how is that helping you now? Like, talk about it on social media. Yeah, we want to hear that.
He won his fight, right? You said I won.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
He somehow. After losing the first fight in the tournament,
yeah,
he somehow manages to people just forget about that. He wins one, and now he's in the final. He's in the final now for the lightweight belt. Like, okay,
don't know how that works.
Love it.
Because usually, like you said, when the tournament, one loss, and you're just okay, you're out.
Yeah, I don't get that.
But okay, yeah. So I was right. It was a black and white. Yeah, it was a black and white. It was a black and white picture.
That's when he lost, or
when he lost to
back in March.
Back in March, Diego Sanchez. A black and white picture with let me just see about 2 paragraphs, whatever.
Oh, this Sunday, SummerSlam.
So yeah, SummerSlam. We'll get into wrestling. It was a big indie wrestling promotion over the weekend.
Yeah.
But so yeah, most of the card we didn't recognize the fighters, but obviously us as fans of combat sport. Yeah, they all ended in and they all finished fast, right?
Yeah.
The Korean versus the American, he got knocked out early because he had the doctor
Yeah.
stoppage. Then it was the Kevin Gastelum guy.
Yeah.
No, then it was that white guy that submitted the guy from Texas. That fight. I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right? And then it was this Kevin Gastelum guy, I forgot his name. And that was a co-main event.
Oh man, that was great. Jim Miller, Jersey versus Clay Guida of Legend, 2 veterans.
Combined age of 72.
And I thought the energy for that one was pretty intense.
Nope.
The main event was just something.
You're
else.
absolutely correct.
I'm glad for Jim Miller. The crowd was so alive for just Jim Miller.
Yeah. So you hit it right on the spot. I think I told you Saturday night that as soon as that fight started, it's like set up the hype for the main event.
For the main event.
And I kind of want to see that fight go a distance, but yeah, he choked him out. I think like in a minute, a little over a minute in the first round.
Yeah, definitely within the first 2 minutes of the fight.
But you also figure, 2 older men. If it had been a knockout, if they got a punch, it would have been knocked out easily because they taking so many shots to the chin. So you figured because they both got dropped.
No.
Clay dropped Jim, but then he didn't drop him, but
he hit him.
He hit him and he kind of dozed him off a little bit, but then he was able to recover.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great matchup. They've been in the UFC for Clay Guida, I think since 2006.
403.
Yeah, for like 15 years, and so Jim Miller from Jersey has the third most wins in UFC history at 20. I think at 20 or 21.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Danny Bones say, that set up obviously the hype for the main event. Unfortunately for Jim and Clay, they're at the end of their careers, so they're not ranked. But
it didn't really mean much. But hey, it's good for
it's a moral
Jim.
victory, yeah, because you heard the crowd.
They can use him to put someone over.
I definitely could.
And then maybe then he can beat that guy. You never know. Look what happened. I'll never forget what they did in 2017 with Yair Rodriguez and Frankie.
Yeah, May 2017.
It's clear that they wanted Yair to win. They wanted to push this guy, and he not only did he lose, he got killed.
And then he took a year and a half off.
Yep, almost lost his job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, remember the whole controversy. That, no.
Just didn't want to fight. He's like a diva.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now he's fighting Jeremy Stevens.
Don't forget, guys. Don't forget, for UFC history fans, Jim Miller fought the current interim champion lightweight.
Yeah, we were there for that.
We were there for that. So I'm just saying, if Jim could have won that fight and picked up a few victories, maybe that could have been him.
And then with the distance, he didn't finish him.
Yeah. It was ugly because I think they both got hurt. I felt like they both got hurt, like medically wise. Yeah, because after that, Dustin Poirier's career kind of just kicked off after all the victories he had. But yeah, congrats to our own Jim Miller. He's from Sparta, New Jersey. That's up northwest, I believe, where we're from. But congrats to him. Keep on fighting. He's been in the UFC for a long time. But yeah, that's about it for the coin. I mean, nothing to talk about. Like I said, they're both at the end of the career. They're not ranked. There's no title push probably at all. But I think we really got into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, because of this fight with Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, I think of the Ultimate Fight. I don't know what it was, but yeah, but they're both all old men.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jim Miller, even though he has no title, he'd probably be another to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
For being up there with the wins, I think he also has like a lot of like time in the octagon time, something like that.
Yeah.
So he's in automatically. But yeah, congrats to Jim Miller, Jersey owned. The crowd was, like you said, was electrifying. Speaking of the crowd, I told you about this. I don't know if you saw, the 100 section was empty. That's not even the nosebleed. That's like the middle section. I did not see nobody in the 100 section. Nope, nobody.
That's crazy.
It was a little bit empty.
Didn't feel that way during the main event.
Oh no, because everyone was now it's for the main event.
Oh man, that was great.
I've never
felt that energy before.
You had typical. This is like a wrestling match in the sense of a face versus a heel. It's pretty clear that face versus heel.
Former interim champion versus the former undisputed champion at the 170 pounds.
That's a great picture.
Of the UFC.
I like that stare down. It's a great picture.
Colby Chaos Covington coming back after 14 months.
He hasn't fought since June, right?
Yep.
Wow. 14 months. And Robbie obviously just fought in March and then ended in controversy, but
Yeah, he was lining up to fight in June.
Oh yeah, but then Tyquil pulled out. So it was the number 2, obviously, like you said, he comes back after 14-month hiatus, and then Robbie, the number 11 guy, bad knockout. Controversial call, but he took the fight. And what a clinic by Colby Chaos Covington.
Yeah, it was just he surely has like a third long man. His pressure, he just was just steady throughout, man.
And Paul said it correctly. Who's not a big MMA fan, but he said like Robbie was doing just enough to survive. Like he was ducking, taking some hits and everything.
Who, Paul Heiko?
Yeah, he said that. He was at that throughout the fight. He was just surviving. He saw in the first one a couple of times. He almost got submitted. Like people thought he was gonna get submitted because he had his back multiple times. But Robbie's an expert, and
Robbie he showed himself. He had really good head movement too.
Yeah, you could tell the way he was moving, everything. But I think was it 500 strikes? Was it? I think this.
Yeah, he was breaking records out there.
And 20 takedowns they said or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a lot for a fight in general. I mean, if it was a 3-round fight. But yeah, he said Colby showed no wear and tear. He took off 14 months. And then obviously he said he had an injury right before the camp started or his contract, whatever. He had the cut open. Then he had to get makeup on to cover it. The commission wouldn't approve it. So I mean, it's chaos time. It will always MAGA time too.
Yeah, look at that.
Remember, to add more WWE features to it, he came out to Kurt Angle's theme song.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, and then everyone
because he wanted to get both.
Yeah.
You can tell that he has that pro wrestling experience because he's playing into this whole gimmick thing, and he knows people hate it.
And his wrestle Impact.
Yeah, and he knows people hate it, so that he's getting that energy from the crowd. He's playing. To me, he's a genius. Yeah. He's really good at this.
It's like marketing.
He's playing into it really well.
Mm-hmm. Surprised he didn't say hello, nerds and virgins.
Nerds and virgins.
That's right. It's your favorite champ.
He's so funny.
He's definitely.
I like him. And I was rooting for him because I think he's the clear number one. That's the fight to make him an Usman. So and I needed him to win.
I remember you told me right before the fight site who you got. And I always tell you the answer. I go, I want Robbie to win, but I know Colby's gonna win.
Yeah.
And Chaos took over. He took over. He dominated the fight. And then that's the fun part. The aftermath. The post fight interview. I guess I don't know what that. It's probably upstairs in the arena. With
Kamaru and like the 4 security guards. That was great. That was so great. Like that tells you right there. That's the fight to make. That's the fight they're gonna make.
And according to Colby, he's Tyron Woodley 2.0 or he's Marty
Snoozman.
Marty Snoozman going to
Ben Askren.
I love that one because I'm so much better. Ben Askren. That's such a good one. Ben Askren. But yeah, I mean, I remember we were driving back home. And then he shows the video about the post fight. Like, you gotta watch this.
Man.
And he's like, why wait till November? Why not tonight? And then you see.
Yeah, I think November is gonna be. So, I mean, this obviously plays into the whole welterweight little tournament they have.
To say, yeah.
I think now it's pretty evident that I think Pettis is gonna fight Leon Edwards Masvidal was gonna fight Edwards. I was thinking on talking to him last night. If Diaz wins in 2 weeks, I think
that can change everything.
I think that they'll give that to Masvidal because he wants something big, and obviously they're not gonna give him Conor, and they're not gonna give him that title shot. And that's the only 2 things he wants. But if
Nate Diaz wins, you think they'll give Masvidal, and I think Masvidal will take it.
Absolutely.
He would definitely take it over a title fight.
Same thing that happened a year ago with Poirier. He said, I'm fighting for the belt next. Then all of a sudden, a week later, he signs to fight Nate Diaz because it's Nate Diaz.
Yo, I forgot about that fight. I completely forgot about that fight. I was like, oh my god, a typical striker versus striker. But yeah, I can't argue that. I think you're right. I think if Nate wins, Masvidal, he wants more than a title shot. I'm sure he wants it. He wants those big money fights, and obviously find Nate Diaz.
It's like you have you have like a bracket 2-2 with Colby and Usman, and then you have Edwards and
Masvidal.
And down here in wild card, you have Pettis and Diaz.
So let's play hypothetical. If Pettis wins, just say, what do you think?
No idea.
Yeah, obviously not a title shot, I think, but maybe Tyrone. Just throwing names. I'm just throwing names in that.
I'm thinking Tyrone fights RDA.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Like he needs. I was surprised before his hand injury. I was surprised he took that fight too soon with Robbie Lawler. But yeah. I do think Tyrone needs a winnable fight.
To be honest, though, I feel like no other champion's more deserving than for a rematch.
Tyrone.
Yeah, but
But the way he got dominated. That's not a problem.
The UFC,
and
they're not crazy about him.
Yeah, they're not crazy.
They're not crazy about champions like him, champions like Whitaker, and champions like Stipe.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they don't like the face kind of guy. They don't like the champion guy. You know, like
They just
that
go the
fights other
guy that
people.
sells.
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean, you can't blame him for them. I mean, look at Brock. Look at Brock Lesnar.
Dana White always says, "Oh, you know me. I don't make fights the night of a fight."
Yeah, he said that multiple times.
But after UFC 220, after UFC 220, this guy's in DC's locker room telling me, "Oh, fight Stipe next. Fight Stipe next." Okay.
I don't make
freaking
fights.
moron.
Yeah, this is Dana White. So yeah, so obviously Pettis wins. That's another factor to add to the layer of the welterweight's greats. Um, One of the boys kind of like in the outs of that circle. Obviously, I know you mentioned he wants to aim at MSG, so we'll see what Dana throws at him. I don't know. Who else? Robbie. I guess back to the drawing board for him.
Yeah.
And then they just made official. I think Marty.
No, pretty much.
Ben Askren versus Danny
Well, the
White,
thing
right?
is, he actually used to call himself Marty. But then he became all like big, and he just wanted to go by his like real name. So all of a sudden, he just wanted to be like that.
I'm not trying to play the race card or anything, but like
That's pretty tragic. Tried to
call
play
him
like the
a
whole.
white name,
He went back to his like real name.
Marty.
After calling himself Marty this whole time, he said, "No, my name is Kamaru now." Oh, and now again, okay.
And his nickname is the Nigerian Nightmare, correct?
Yeah.
Marty. Well, Marty sounds like a very white name to me. Like that, Marty's a name you give to Ben Askren. Marty. Askren with the fro. Marty.
And then we already know what's happening there because he's fighting Damian Maia.
Yeah, and they're still whether they're close. They're still contenders regardless.
We just gotta see how it plays out.
Yeah, you know, Damian Maia, he kind of fell off the wagon after he lost to Tyrone. He's been kind of like on a little slump.
And he lost to Woodley, and then he lost to Colby. He lost to Usman.
Yeah, so yeah, but you know, like we spoke, like lightweight, men's lightweight and welterweight is definitely a little bit of like a a lot of factors, and then like I said, little tournaments, and then obviously throw Connor, and you never know what you're gonna get, whether he chooses to fight at 55 or 70.
I think if Dustin beats Khabib, they are gonna make McGregor versus Poirier.
Of course, rematch because
that
it makes sense. It makes sense, obviously, and I'm sure Habib's gonna say this is number one bullshit because they could hypothetically
they'll get mad and then they'll leave and then they'll find Bella. I'm not kidding.
No, but I like that card. You know why? Because it starts so early here. It's like a 3 p.m. start.
Oh yeah.
So the main event's going like at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's great.
It's gonna be a fun card.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But I told you, man, the Coleman event, the weight just build up. Paul Feder versus Edson Barbosa.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned why? It's in case someone pulls out or lightweight relevancy, but like it's just not. I don't think for being for coming back to Abu Dhabi in this new stadium, I don't know if that would have been the proper fight to put up, but whatever. But yeah, I agree with you. I think if Dustin somehow wins, they definitely want to put Dustin McGregor too.
He's like in a freaking heartbeat.
Like they know, like I'll give you whatever you want, Connor. You want percent of the company? Here's your percent. Remember he complained last time. He goes, I want to cut the company.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But overall, I mean, we had a good time Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great. Like I said, we're a little down about the car isn't that big.
But the last two fights, especially main event, the
ambience changed. Yeah, we had good seats and everything. It was great. We were in the same building as GSP.
Yeah, he was there
with Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump.
Yeah, and Colby.
And
Kamaru.
That's right. They were probably somewhere up there.
And the lightweight count gas.
Yeah, so it was star-studded. I mean, Mexico was there, but we weren't there. But Prudential Center, they come every like 2-3 years. I mean, the last time there was 3.5 years. I took it to that fight.
Yeah, 16. Damn. It was Johnson versus who?
Bader.
Ryan Bader, as in the double champion of
champ. Yeah, look at that. And look at him now.
And I saw Sage Norcart fight that night.
Yeah, against a Colombian guy, and he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, and that was a Fox card, like on Fox 5. That was like a FS1 card. But yeah. Anything else about UFC? That's about it. All right. Okay. So we got two more sports to cover. We had You want to do boxing? Or you want to do Triplemania?
Mm.
Let's see what you got.
What was the card for Triplemania? Like, what is that?
So the wrestling promotion is called AAA. I'm not sure what it stands for.
Mm.
That's the biggest Mexican promotion
It's already
wrestling.
on the topic. Might as well talk about
In Mexico, and it's their WrestleMania version. It's called Triplemania. And Cain Velasquez made his debut. I believe they're the co-main event. It's Triplemania, what, 27, I think it is? Xxvii, what is it?
Yeah, 27.
27, and Cain Velasquez was the co-main event in a
He
triple.
was there with Cody.
Cody, part of his tag team with someone else.
He did amazing.
He did.
The highlights are crazy.
I saw the highlights at I think it was MMAJunkie.com or one of those MMA websites covered it. He was really, really good. You know, for a big guy, very flexible. Did a couple suplex.
Yeah.
Good
stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. And this AAA wrestling promotion, as I mentioned, it's the biggest Mexican promotion in Mexico. They have a working relationship with AEW. Obviously, as you mentioned that Cody, Young Bucks were there, and Kenny Omega. Oh, they were in a match. So Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks fought the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Junior and Phoenix.
They won?
Yeah, no, Pentagon and Phoenix won.
Nice, I like that.
The Mexican guys, which they sent to AEW.
They put their
of course,
guys
yeah.
over.
That's
over. Good because then going into AEW they have the momentum.
Exactly.
That's smart.
And I think I mentioned to you, AAA Wrestling is having their first event at MSG in September.
Which he will be there for.
No, I saw the ticket prices. They're crazy expensive. I'm like, yo, this is nuts. I bet
Why?
it's MSG.
Is Cain gonna be there?
I would assume so, right?
Cain and the brothers, Cody.
Maybe, yeah, you might see, but probably because it's the first event at MSG for. So this is the second promotion to do this. Because first one was New Japan and ROH, and obviously WWE had to copy them and then do SmackDown Raw, which by the way haven't sold out yet. That's bad. I think that's bad.
AEW sell out like in 3 hours.
Yeah, the first event October 2nd at the Capital One Arena. That's where the Wizards play in Washington.
That's insane.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Also, they're touring as well, like for the weekly show.
Yeah, touring. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, fun fact. You know why it chose that Washington D.C.?
Why?
So Cody said in an interview, and it's very analytical. So the last 2 shows were on BR Live for free. It's gotta make an account. Bleacher Report Live, that's like their app, and based on the data, like the most people that watch it came from Washington D.C. area. So that's what they chose the first event to be in D.C. That area, I guess the Maryland D.C. area. So that's what they chose that event there at the Capital One Arena, which I'm definitely gonna watch October 2nd.
Yeah.
We're 2 months away.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna watch. They announced Cody's gonna fight Sammy Guevara, who's an AEW guy who was fighting over the weekend at Triplemania. And then they also announced that Kenny Omega and Young Bucks are gonna fight Chris Jericho with 2 other guest tag team partners. No one knows who they are, so that's gonna be fun. I can't wait for AEW.
Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff.
It's gonna be good, and I think that NXT is gonna go on FS1 to compete with them.
Yeah, probably.
I think they definitely are.
Which would be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats to Cain. I guess his MMA career is like somewhat on hold.
I guess
it's obviously on the tail end of it, obviously.
Yeah. So let me ask you real fast. Cause I remember a picture showed up a few months ago that he was at the Performance Center for WWE. You think Cain has a shot at WWE?
Why not?
Of course.
The name.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah, cause look at Ronda, right?
Ronda. It's WWE.
It is. But I like what he did. You know, he probably could have gotten an offer from WWE. Probably could have. You know, with all the respect. Maybe NXT. I don't know, or some kind of like Evolve thing. I'm not too sure. But I like what he did. He chose to go with Mexican heritage. You know, go with the biggest Mexican promotion in Mexico. He chose. I think he did the right thing.
Does Cain know that Colby and the brothers are beefing with his teammate DC a couple years ago on Twitter?
Oh, that tweet thing.
He
probably does, because Cormier is obviously a big avid pro wrestling fan.
Really big thing. They're taking really big swings at each other. Nah, and I'm kidding. Not that swing.
But yeah. I mean, we all know that. Well, Cormier is definitely a WWE guy, but he's a big pro wrestling fan in general.
Yeah. Do crazy stuff.
Yeah, he went to WrestleMania 35 when it was Brock Lesnar versus 32 I think it was.
Yeah.
When Brock fought Seth Rollins. But yeah, congrats to Cain. Kudos. You know, the sky's the limit. You know, The good thing about wrestling is that you can start old. You don't gotta be 20 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah.
So you might see Cain in September over here at MSG, but maybe AEW. You never know. Yo,
Maybe.
Cain in AEW. That's probably that's
Colby's coming.
Their first what? Colby Covington?
Yeah, he said he wants to fight in WWE.
Oh, I thought AEW.
Yeah, because he said he goes
because he has the impact thing too.
He said he goes like he reached out because in order to get the Kurt Angle thing, he reached out to his head and manager. Dan Lambert reached out to his teammate Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley asked Kurt.
Yeah, I mean, there's that plug too, obviously, because the impact.
And he said he wants to tag team with Lashley. He wants to be a first ever to hold a 2 combat sports.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And he said, he goes, if Vince McMahon, call me. There you go.
Well, they're Republicans, so they all talk to each other, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know, you might see Colby at the next Republican convention, and he'll.
Yeah, he said he might speak there at the RCNC.
And then he might introduce him. My personal friend, Donald Trump, whatever his name is, Donald J. Trump, I don't know what his name is. Like Dana White did 2 years ago, right?
I gotta watch that UFC segment, like Commander-in-Chief thing. They did that's on YouTube.
Really? Hello, Mr. President. Remember during the post fight?
Hello, Mr. President. Don't beat me up. You text me, I go to sleep.
But yeah, congrats to Cain Velasquez again. We'll see what happens next time for him. You know, when he fights, does he become Ronda Rousey? Does he just fight for a few months and then leave? So we'll see what happens. We don't really follow Triplemania, but it was a big event nonetheless. Yeah. I guess to end the night.
And there's SummerSlam this weekend.
Ugh.
Speaking of wrestling.
We spoke about that. Like, I'm not feeling the card this
Not at all. I think
Extreme
Rules is really good.
I was telling also my coworker, usually it's later in August. Like
yeah,
like next weekend, like the 16, 17.
The weekend of 217, which would have been great. Like the ultimate fight weekend.
That would have been awesome.
I would have been so down for that.
That's usually how it is. Usually it's like the weekend of the 15, 14, but I don't know, whatever. Probably because of 217, I don't know what Vince said. But yeah. I guess the last thing to talk about is a square circle right across the river, and now Hudson River. Talking about Brooklyn, the Barclays Center would become probably PBC's like main stable arena because that's when they always fight now at the Barclays Center.
We had a triple header and a pretty good card. We had Curtis Stevens in the opening fight. I don't know if that was 168 or 160, but the outcome was the same.
Yeah, because we got here when it finished, right? I think like 8:30. I think it finished. We were like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So that boy should hang it up or either go to 68 if he's not at 68 already. Anyway, and in the co-main event, we had the interim WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Marcus Browne from Staten Island.
Against Jean Pascal, right?
Against the veteran Jean Pascal. Wow. He fought for an interim title. I guess that means he's a world champion in boxing.
Well, in WBC, right?
WBA. What's the WBA? I was trying to go over I know the champions at light heavyweight. I just don't know who has what. Kovalev has... I got it.
Right,
Kovalev has WBO. Bivov has WBA. The Nail has... Got it. The Nail has WBC. And Archer Brivov, the Dagestani, has WBF. I'm assuming, because it's the only one left. Okay, never mind.
So
I was going crazy in my head trying to figure out.
So let's run this real fast. So, yeah, Dmitry Bivol is the regular WBA champion, the real one. Yeah, who's in the zone, right? I remember, right? Bivol? Yeah.
No, actually, he's actually
was it one fight thing?
No. He's one of the few fighters who have no network obligations. He can fight wherever the hell he wants, supposedly.
How come that's not a game changer? How come that's not a game changer for these fighters?
Cop bomb. That's what I call them now, cop bombs.
Not road bomb, cop bombs.
Yo, if he doesn't give me with a fire cop, last week he was destroying me.
The middleweight debacle last week.
If he doesn't give me a cop bomb by the end of Friday, I'm gonna hit him up and be like, yo man, you gotta give me something.
And he's an avid WWE fan too.
He's just so much,
right?
He's so you know what I love about boxing? It's so much stuff. But as much as I criticize it, I love it because it's fun to make fun of.
Like a troll kind of
keep fucking up, guys.
And Mike Cup is also a big pro wrestling, big WWE fan. I don't know what pro wrestling.
He's with he left, I think, Fox Sports. He's with the Athletic Box.
Oh, okay.
Small.
Based out of the West Coast, I believe.
He needs to. Like he's him. And someone wrote a piece about him and Mario Hawani, how they completely changed their sports.
Yeah, of course. Arreola just does everything.
No. The thing is, the article says that Cobb came out of literally nowhere.
Really?
He just took over. Like he's about to put he does more than Steve Kim, and he's like ESPN's like
boxing guy
insider.
Yeah.
Dan Rayfield, he's just a writer who no one cares about that guy's opinion. You got ESPN, like he's on there. I know for a fact he's on the radar. That guy's too, like Mike Covington's too.
And he also works for USA Today. No, I think so.
I think he used to be for Fox.
Yeah.
But he's the man. What are we talking
about? The boxing fight over the weekend at the Barclays Center. So Jean Pascal.
Yeah, so going into this fight, thing is, I was criticizing it because like there's no one for Marcus Browne to fight. That's why they made an interim light. It boggles my mind.
They always do, don't they?
Like an interim belt is like Tyron once said, is supposed to be a belt you have when the real champion can't fight. It's to be in place.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to unify that belt.
Eventually, down the line.
Is that ever gonna happen? No, because Bivol. Well, maybe, but it's like what are you gonna do with that? Like you're gonna walk around for the rest of your life with an interim like status. Like it's.
That's true. So good point. So say you're a boxer, right? Hypothetical, okay? You're a boxer. You end up your career, and then you'll be known for being an interim belt. Like no one wants to know that.
It's like no, like what's you are a small piece of the real thing. You're not. Yeah. I don't know. I just even it's just like you need to like.
But
validate that championship. You should fight the champion, which is Dmitry Bivol, or somehow you're the fighter. At the end of the day, you're the fighter. You call the shots. Not your promoter. If you want to fight someone, your promoter's gonna make it. If not, you gotta let him go.
But see, I feel that's the thing about boxing. From what I've seen a lot, that boxers always want to fight someone, but then promoter gets in the way, and then your broadcast rights get in the way.
Yeah.
So it kind of like, okay, I want to fight this guy. No, you want to fight this guy next.
And yeah, in boxing, they hand, especially WBA and WBC, they hand out world championships like it's
to nobody. You're right.
Like it's crazy. Like for example, the WBA and heavyweight, they have 3 champions.
Mm-hmm.
They have Andy Ruiz, the real champion, and they have an interim, and they have a regular. Manuel Char's one of them. I forgot the other guy. But it's like
I can see
handing out these belts like nothing.
So 2 points. I can see maybe an interim, maybe, but what the heck's a regular champ? I can see an interim. I know what interim means.
I think the logic was made somewhat sense as something like if you have a belt sometime a long time ago, or no, not like that. If there's a belt,
mm-hmm.
and if you also have a belt of another organization, they'll create another one to exist on its own. Something like that.
It's like a weird family tree kind of thing,
So it's just like so whatever. Rant over. No, rant is not over.
That's weird.
Yeah, WBA is crazy. And for another example, Arreola Lara, he's fighting Roman Alvarez for the interim WBA super welterweight. Granted, there's a regular one as well that he fought for a couple of months back that he felt he was a draw.
At Barclays Center, yeah.
Why don't you run that back with that guy? Like, where did this interim come from? Who's WBA?
Well, it's like you said, like promoter sometimes get in the way, or the manager gets in the way. You know what? You should fight this guy next. So that happens too,
It's like no, it's like what the hell warrants Roman Alvarez? Like obviously, I know what they're doing. They just really want to put a title on Arreola Lara because he's still a very legitimate contender in that division. But it's like what warrants Roman Alvarez like a title shot?
Canelo's brother.
But he's not like it's so wild. Well, whatever. Okay, rant over. So somehow this aging veteran knocks out this hungry lion that is Marcus Browne. I thought it was a real deal, but Jean Pascal and Manny Pacquiao lately have shown that damn.
Yeah, no, I
still got some spunk in there.
I saw 5-3 left because knocked them out in the 8th rounds.
Insane. It was done. When I read it, I couldn't believe it.
I was like, oh wow.
Insane. Congrats.
So
you're an interim champion.
Out of the 4 governing bodies, the
IBF is the only one I respect. And WBO, they're a little weird because they don't like Al Haymon.
All right.
That's a little fucked up.
So WBA and WBC, they create these regular and interim
They'll
belts.
do anything, and then they make their own rules. They don't follow their own rules, and then they're very biased.
It's like I think I mentioned to you yesterday. Like it's like giving out trophies to the guy that came in 4th place.
For example, WBC. They're at 135. They have a vacant title.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? You obviously put number 1 versus number 2 in your rankings.
Yeah.
You don't give a title shot to some fighter who has 2 belts in somewhere else, which is Loma. Loma's fighting Luke Campbell for the vacant.
August, right? Yeah.
And not only defending his other 2, but for the vacant.
Yeah,
Like, that makes no sense. He already has 2 belts. Give it to someone else, and then then after that, unify against Loma.
Yeah.
It's like WBC just really wants him as a champion.
Well, I mean, it's also like you said it from the beginning as far as podcast, like boxing is its own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Like
but at the same time, it's fun to criticize, so keep it up.
It's really like they shoot themselves in the foot, or it's like the analogy, they go 2 steps forward and then go 1 back. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, back to the interim thing. Like I mentioned, it's like they're giving out trophies to like 4th place people and 5th place people. No,
they hand out trophies like it's charity in boxing.
Yeah, but I guess maybe that's the way to compete or be relevant as opposed to boxing.
But like I've said before, that's the model, and it's obviously worked for them. It's gotten them this far, so can't really shit on it anyway. All you can do is just sit back and
enjoy it. Like what did T.O. say?
What are you gonna do?
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
Get your popcorn ready already.
Who?
T.O. He said once after a famous bull fight, get your popcorn ready.
So yeah. So congratulations, Jean Pascal. I imagine you know what they're gonna do, because the only big name light heavyweight that they have who is
Kovalev? I have Kovalev, Pivot, and then the other Russian guy.
No, and PBC's there. Remember they exist in their own world. They think they did.
Light heavyweight.
Badujak. I think he gets a title shot against Jean Pascal.
For the interim? Oh my God, he's defending the interim belt.
Yeah, the one Charlo kid did that for years, and then all of a sudden WC made Canelo franchise champion, and they made him the real champion.
Whatever. Too much. That's too much thinking.
And actually, Marcus Browne actually defeated Badujak for the interim.
Wow. Back
in January on the Pacquiao-Broner undercard. That was a co-main event.
It's weird.
And he lost it, so I'm pretty sure they're going to give Badujak, especially he's a Mayweather. Yeah, I guarantee you, Badujak for Pascal's the next fight. I could be wrong.
All right.
Because Badujak said he's announced it, so I don't think it's that.
All right.
Okay, and the main event, AK
Babyface, like the wrestling term Babyface. Adam Kowanacki versus Chris Arreola.
First time I ever heard of him was when he fought Deontay Wilder.
Same thing, like I told Danny Bums.
Summer 2016, 3 years ago.
That's the first. Yeah, so like Danny Bums said, the first time I heard of Deontay Wilder was that fight when he fought Chris Arreola, which is back in Alabama, right? It was in his home. Yeah, I watched it. It was on Fox. Free fight.
He broke his hand in the middle of the fight, and he still knocked him out.
He still knocked out Chris Arreola.
Deontay's the real deal.
So in this matchup, the way I looked at it is it's the up and coming next contender Adam Kowanacki versus
absolutely against somewhat of a veteran.
He's
challenged for the title 2 or 3 times.
So to this date, it's probably his biggest win, because
Kowanacki. Yeah, because he main evented.
He main evented. He fought Deontay in that kind of sense. Because I remember he fought a few months ago. He fought Gerald Washington a few months ago. Last fight.
Gerald Washington.
Yeah, a few months ago. And Brooklyn's been his home for the past 4 or 5 fights, I think.
He trains out of here. He fights out of here.
And the first time I saw Kowanacki was last September, the co-main event for Porter versus DSG.
Yeah.
And he just whipped. He just whipped that boy.
He's really good.
He really, yeah.
I think the rumor was for Deontay, he was supposed to fight Kowanacki in the fall, but they switched it back to Ortiz. So he's fighting Ortiz in November.
Yo, I don't want to see a 50-year-old man die.
He's a killer, man.
He's a gorilla.
Ortiz is no joke, man.
So yeah, he picked up the victory. I think it's clearly evident that he's probably the next boxing star, up and coming. I'm not saying he's the current star.
Yeah, I think Deontay is really busy. Like the next year and a half, because he's fighting either Fury, and I think Andy Ruiz beats Joshua again.
Okay.
I think. Should he get past Fury in the beginning, I think they'll make the undisputed fight in the fall.
So then, okay.
Because remember, Andy Ruiz is PBC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know when Kowanacki's getting the title shot.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. So I was gonna ask you that. So yeah, he's on Paul. He's on. I don't say. I guess he's on.
We'll see. We'll figure
his hiatus. But yeah, babyface. Like I said, first time I saw him was last September.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Good guy. He's like I think 13-0 or something like that. Something like that. But he's
Until-
definitely probably the next up and coming boxing star. Not comparing it. I'm not trying to compare it to Fury, Lawler, or Andy Ruiz or.
But he's coming up, yeah.
He's definitely coming up. What the first thing you saw him fight? The DSG and Porter. Yeah. Clean fight. So he won, but congrats to him. But like Danny Brown said, he's kind of like he's like he's the guy at the deli with a ticket, waiting for his call. He has to wait, or just fight, guys, Uber drivers.
I think the plan had like Andy not stepped in for the Joshua fight. I think they probably would have made like a PBC like heavyweight title eliminator between Ruiz and Kowanacki. Because he came off a big fight, like when the DSG undercard in April. Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz, yeah, the co-main event, yeah.
Yeah, so I think had he not stepped into the Joshua fight, I think he would have fought Kowanacki for like the heavyweight eliminator.
So we'll see. Granted, right now
they live in their own world.
Yeah.
Where WBO doesn't exist.
So granted, WBC has almost all heavyweight belts.
That's the thing, Al Heyman. If Andy Ruiz Jr.
wins again the rematch,
if he wins the rematch, Al Heyman would have monopolized the heavyweight division in boxing.
Yeah, he had all 4 belts.
You know Al Heyman, by the way, he's attempted to try to. He really wants to become the Dana White of the sport. 2015, he offered $100 million to buy Golden Boy. Promotion.
Nah, Canelo's worth $100 million.
2015, maybe.
Okay, maybe you're right. Yeah, I mean, debatable, I guess.
Like, this guy really wants to control. He's a very powerful man, and I respect the hustle.
He needs investors, so he needs.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd sign with PBC. I'm not fighting on the zone.
Well, I mean,
I'm not fighting on the zone. I mean, you don't fight on the zone, right?
No, we put it. I was like, you have the chance to be on 2 networks, Showtime, and then also Fox.
Free TV? Are you kidding me?
Actually, well, so they have 3 outlets. They have Showtime. They got 4: regular Showtime, Showtime pay-per-view, FS1, and Fox. But Fox is free TV. You don't need cable for that. Anyone can watch it. You turn your TV on, Fox is on. So yeah, you're right.
I think their broadcasting kind of is a little fucked up because they don't mention anything to do with WBO. It's a little weird.
Politics, man.
Watch them create their own world championship.
It's at the end of the day, it's all politics too.
Absolutely, it's boxing, but it's entertaining for me.
Yeah,
I love to criticize.
But we'll see what's for Adam Kowanacki. Maybe he might fight these bums that people just. He might fight. Just giving hypotheticals. And maybe he'll fight.
Jermaine Stavern, I don't know.
I just had something in the back of my head. And he might fight like a Dominic Brazil. Just again hypothetical. Maybe Dominic Brazil. Maybe
forgot that guy.
Yeah, that's probably the next thing. I mean, maybe who knows when Miller comes back, maybe Miller or Dillian White. We just don't know. But I like the fight with Dominic Brazil.
Yeah, it makes
again similar to Chris Arreola, from a contender.
I would have said Ortiz, but he's lined up to fight Lawler.
Well, so that could be possibly the next fight after if he fights in the fall again, Kowanacki, and then granted Wilder fights Fury, so maybe Kowanacki can fight Luis Ortiz sometime in the spring or summer. So we'll see what happens.
It just sucks when these big fighters only fight twice a year.
Canelo rule. I mean the Mayweather rule.
Like if you planned out a 3-fight. If you plan out that someone fighters next 3 fights, that's a year and a half. That's like crazy. It's annoying.
Well, it's the Mayweather rule, right? To a certain extent,
And Canelo tried to do that as well.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much it.
All right, guys. So hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for the subscribers. We're over 100 already, 104.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Right? Have a good night. Bye.